sometimes work is a little bit unpredictable with my meetings, so I generally, if you can find time on Cisco's calendar, since he's always booked, he always accommodates me though, so shout out Cisco, I love you. Yeah, what? Yeah,
no. We gotta talk about that.
It's traumatic.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Great clips too.
All right, Matt. All right, so what was the story about your dad cutting your hair in Columbus?
So he was in the Marine Corps. So he, rather than paying to get our haircuts, he went and bought his own clippers and would line Pat, me, my younger brother Brandon up, to shave our heads in the backyard. But the traumatic story was when he took us to Great Clips. And it was a very terrible haircut. And I remember vividly in the back seat of his maroon Chevy Lumina, crying like a little baby about having to go to school the next day with that haircut. Still hurts a few decades later.
I'm not over it, Dad.
Yeah. But you've helped me through this over the past 7 years.
Through the pain.
Through the pain.
Yeah, you have a great flow, man. I can't believe we haven't gotten you on the channel before.
Anytime. Yeah, when I so this summer though, when I was in Copenhagen, it was the first time I really had my hair cut from anybody other than you for like 7 years.
Yeah.
So I did full Instagram stalking, messaged clients of this particular barber who I thought could do it, read reviews, and Darren was telling me it's just a haircut. I'm like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. I even told him about how I only come and see Cisco, and so afterwards he actually asked me, he was like, message Cisco and see if he approves of it. Cisco did.
I was like, it's okay.
It's okay. It's like, it's not OD fades, but it's okay.
It's close. Would you consider yourself a foodie or a connoisseur with in natural wine?
I would consider myself definitely a connoisseur of food and wine.
The finer things in life.
I am, we'll say I'm particular about what I eat and drink. So, it is certainly a hobby. Yeah, I don't really golf or do anything like that. I like to eat food and drink wine. So, certainly.
If you have to pick
coffee too.
Coffee, yeah.
Coffee
definitely,
too.
definitely
Coffee. I think I send Cisco every time I see coffee makers or grinders on Instagram. I send them to him all the time. I'm like, what do we think about this setup? So.
Also, with that being said, I know you're a real big traveler, world traveler.
Yes.
What's the one spot that you would go back to?
Ooh. I'll always go back to France. So much you can do in France. You can have everything you could want in Paris, but then you can also travel to the south of France. You can travel to the different wine regions. You can travel out to the coast in Normandy. There's a lot to do there. But I also really like the Nordics, like Sweden and Denmark, especially in the summertime. Winter can be rough, but I'm from Michigan, so I'm from Detroit, I guess. We'll say the suburbs of Detroit before everyone calls me out in the video. 20 minutes from Detroit. Funnily enough, DMS, that's who we refer to my dad as DMS, his initials, but...
DMS?
Yeah.
Why?
David Michael Schwartz.
Oh.
he still goes and gets his haircut there. I tell him, Dad, stop that. Please. Have some respect for yourself. He'll never see this, but I even asked him, like, why do you, he doesn't have a whole lot of hair left. I'm like, what are you going there?
He's like, I just go in there for the conversation.
He does. He's so, like, so ingrained in him from the military when he would get his hair cut, like, every week. He just has to go.
That routine.
Yeah, for sure. This is my favorite part of the haircut, when Cisco cleans up the sides so I don't have as many grays anymore.
What, your 6 gray hairs that you have on the side? Well, that too. That's in the back. Come for the cut, stay for the back.
Right? Oh yeah? I saw you rolling up in your truck before too. I'm like, this guy like must be interested in cars too.
Yeah, so. Every year on Facebook he posts the same thing. This is our year.
Yeah, I know, man. That's what we all say. Just fucking let us be. Leave us alone. Hey, everyone's got the same chance at the beginning of the year. Let us have our moment. I almost rode my bike up here today too, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna be on video.
Be all sweaty.
Be all sweaty.
I felt like it was almost like because there wasn't much.
I promised Cisco I'd wear sleeves today.
He didn't.
And try to have a little bit more like respectful shoes. I normally have my like trashy haircut shoes.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen these.
These are like
in the shop.
These are still pretty trashy. These are the haircut shoes.
That's funny. I've taken like pictures of Matt. Like, oh, dude, let me take a picture of you. And like, they're all like the purple sleeveless shirt.
Purple
like,
sleeveless. Over the course of like, it's like my haircut uniform. Right? I go straight home, take it off, and shower. And my wife hates it every single time. She's like, throw those damn shirts away.
You're like, no, I gotta let people know what's up.
I'm gonna have to have my mom show him this.
He's gonna look back at the video and he's like, man, this whole time my kids never told me anything about
Yeah.
this.
Just let me know. Oh, he knew.
About that traumatic
He
experience.
knew. He knew.
He's like, hey man, why are you so quiet?
He knew.
Just internalizing all that pain.
I mean, Pat's haircut sucked that day too. He marched us in there and asked for the 2-for-1 special.
Is that where he still goes?
My dad?
No, your brother.
Pat? No. I hope not. And I was just talking to Darren about this today. I'm like, I wish that I could be like every other week, like Thursday at like 8 a.m. But sometimes work is a little bit unpredictable with my
Sporadic.
meetings. So I generally, if you can find time on Cisco's calendar, since he's always booked, he always accommodates me though. So shout out Cisco, I love you. Yeah, one. Yeah, no. I said I love you. Yeah, once a month. I wish it was more routine. But I do, when I get onto his calendar, I make sure that I like double block my calendar at work so that no one can interfere with it. Darren might be my Uber today. He might be bringing Jan.
Yeah?
Yeah, he might be coming in.
Dude, I always tell all the homies to bring their dogs, man. No one ever does.
He's got an earache, so helicopter wife made me pay for the emergency vet section the other day. Thanks, Darren.
Wait, what happened to him?
His ears have been bothering him. You know, Darren went down on the Google machine, and which resulted in Jan's gonna die in 10 minutes. I need to make an emergency vet section appointment for the next day. You know. And what do you know? He's fine. He's got an earache. So who cuts your hair?
We're doing a little project right now with this. I don't know if you saw his rat tail in the back.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Nice. Is it center or off center? That's what I thought. Are you gonna eventually go dual rat tails?
I should, right?
Yeah.
We did the skullet, and then cut it off into the what it is now. So it's been a nice little project here for Sly.
What's the end goal, or just keeping it creative?
He's gonna braid it long. He's gonna. We should do something like that, bro.
Me?
Yeah.
I just love what you do. I can't. You gotta do the regular. Remember, I went through, we had the forced experimental phase with my father. No more. My company likes to use Zoom a lot, and I always say my camera's broken except for the day after I get my haircut. Or the day of my haircut, depending on what time it is.
You're like, bleep that out, just in case he sees it.
That's the look right there.
Right there. We're done.
Boom.
I'm only doing a scissor over comb technique here just to make the blend from the top to the bottom a little softer. I'm gonna put a little 270 in the back just for.
Cool. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the back, bro. Just stay like this the whole time.
I've told Cisco this before too. I've had a number of times people stop me at the gym and be like, hey, who cuts your hair? And it's really an internal struggle. I'm like, do I tell them because they're gonna snatch one of my spots? But I just say Cisco, and then I leave it up to them to figure it out. If they can figure it out, maybe they're worthy.
Dude, I go to this Supercuts.
Yeah. I need Cisco to teach me how the skills. You can never get it. You can never go home and get it as good as Cisco does it afterwards.
You want to blow dry your hair when it's a little damp.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be like soaking wet, right? You don't want to spend like hours trying to like blow dry it. You want to put like a base on the hair, meaning like our sea salt spray, for example. You want to use that just to give your hair a little bit of like volume.
Yeah.
On top of that, you want to start off with something like medium. You don't want to use high heat because you damage the shaft of your the follicle of your hair. And then you want to finish off with a cold setting just to lock in the volume. And I would use a bend brush, something like this, for your thick hair, versus using something like this, like a round brush.
I use Darren's thick ass round brush.
Yeah, I mean, because this would be more to create like that texture or that volume to bring up, because it has all this like tension from the teeth, and this one is a little bit more flowy. The teeth are a little more spaced apart, so this one's just gonna go through your thick hair pretty fast. So.
I'm always doing. I got the round brush. I'm like, damn, maybe it's the way Cisco's angle. I'm like, what is it, man? Can't get it.
And then I like to use the mirror here to make sure the shape of like the contour here of his hair looks good. If I see anything that like kind of sticks out, just go back in and just get just work it a little bit more. That's kind of the nice thing about using the scissor over comb technique is that it's a little bit more forgiving, a little softer, so you're not gonna make a mistake that's gonna be detrimental to like the actual shape of the haircut. So whenever you cut up Darian's hair, bro,
I was gonna say, I don't think they were using that that technique back at that, you know, the old haircut.
at that supercuts,
Yeah, that was
Or great
also
cuts.
not my father's technique either.
he's like,
Yep.
like doing the military with
With
the,
like a crazy look, like, who's next? Who wants next? Who wants
that's
next?
in the corner just shaking. Well, especially with his hair, since it's like it gets to a point where like when it's a little shorter, it just kind of like almost like sticks out because of the curls.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Now we have to start talking good.
Dude, tell me his dog doesn't look just like Matt.
Jan. What's up, buddy?
Yanni boy. Are you so smart, bro?
I still have not had it done, but I want to do the shave one day.
Yeah, have you ever grown out your beard?
I can't.
No?
The mustache won't connect right here. I tried it for a little while during the pandemic, but
No?
I was in when you reopened during the pandemic. It's one of the highlights of my life. My hair was in rough shape.
Dude, I don't remember that. That's wild.
It was, I remember I was like, I got my ass on my bike and rode all the way from Barn Springs Road down Lamar, waiting like, let me in. I told Darren, like, I have now pinpointed like a very favorite time and moment of the week, and it's at like 5:30 a.m. on Saturday morning when I sit down and enjoy a few cups of coffee before she wakes up and before we go to the gym, and I don't have to go to work or do anything.
Dude, that's been like my
favorite part of the
favorite.
week.
That's my favorite part of the day. Like in the morning when I do that
Yeah.
same thing. Like I'm out there with the dogs in the backyard, sipping my lattes, just counting down
But
the
it's
minutes
great
before.
but it's great when it's on like Saturday, or for me, it's Saturday, so I don't have to deal with like work emails or
Going to
anything.
work.
I can just sit there and just be like, this is great.
Later, Bob.